Guys, welcome back to another Reader's Workshop mini lesson with your reading teacher, Mr. Trainer. Now, this week we've been focusing on monitoring our comprehension, and the strategy that we've been using is following our inner conversation. It's been really great to tune into your inner conversations and see some of the thinking that you've been having as you're reading. Now, we know that our inner conversation can say many things to us. It can tell us about connections that we're making. It can go, wow, whenever we read new information. We can make inferences, questions. I know a lot of you are asking lots of questions as you're reading. And we can also tune into that, I don't get it moment. And also the, now I get it. Today, what we're going to be doing is focusing on those two parts of our inner conversations, the, I don't get it moment and the, now I get it. But we're going to look at how we can go from having a moment to a, now I get it moment. So these are the codings that we're going to be using. Now you might be wondering, how do we actually go from a moment? How do we change our confusion into something where we go, now I get it? We can use things called fix-it strategies or fix-up strategies. Now, some strategies to help us fix up some confusion, to go from a moment to a light bulb moment or to the, now I get it moment is, you can ask yourself, do I have anything in my schema? Now, remember, schema is just everything that we already know, our background knowledge. So you might already know something about what's happening in the text that you can really draw upon to help you. Go back and reread. Now, don't just reread it again the same way. Reread it slowly so that you can really think about what the text is telling you. You can also think about what's going on in the text. This is what we call context clues. So context clues could be anything. Could be what has happened previously, could be what the main idea is, what the author is wanting you to know. Some things that you can use are pictures, titles, and text features, okay? So all of the information around where your confusion is. You can also read on and see if there's more information, because there might be more to follow that the author wants you to know about that particular part. So you might have remembered in the last mini lesson that while I was modeling my inner conversation, that I had a confusion part or a moment. And it was around where it said changing its molecular structure. So I didn't get what it meant by changing its molecular structure. So what I can actually do is think about, okay, do I have any schema about what's going on here? I know that this text is about science, and I know a fair bit about science, and I actually know what molecules are. So I can draw upon that knowledge to help me. I know that molecules are microscopic things that make up everything in the world. So what I did then is use that, and I read on to see if I could confirm my thinking. So it says the egg white in your scrambled turns from clear to white because its molecules are changing the way they connect. Okay, by reading on and maybe reading a little bit slowly, I'm able to clarify my moment. So I'm thinking that molecular structure is just the way that all of the microscopic things are joined together. And as we heat them up, they are actually changing. So I get it now. It's the microscopic way it's made up is changing as it's cooked. So here is my thinking. I turned my moment in because I didn't know my moment into a light bulb moment. I didn't know what molecular structure was. I knew what molecules were though with my schema. So I used the read on strategy. I used the context and I used my background knowledge to help me understand what was happening in the text. So you're going to really lean on this part of your inner conversation today. I want you to really pay attention to where there is a moment and see if you can use a fix-up strategy to turn it into a light bulb moment.